Okay, so I'm Amanda. I'm doing number 69. I'm going to go ahead and start off by saying a limiting reagent problem is basically a problem where you find out what is the limiting reactant and the excessive reactant in a problem, in a formula, whatever it is. My example would be like if you're, so basically if you're buying hamburgers and hot dogs, or if you're buying hot dogs and hot dog buns, you're trying to figure out how many you can produce total. And your limiting reagent is going to be the one that has less. So for instance, a hot dog pack comes in 10 packs, and buns come in 8 packs. So your limiting reagent would be the buns because you have 8 of them. So just saying that before I start. Here's my problem. Problem number 69, you're given that you have 70 milliliters of nitrogen gas and 45 milliliters of oxygen gas, and you're trying to figure out how much nitrogen oxide is produced. So there's my problem. And here it is right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by balancing it. I have 2 N2s over here, so I have my 2 N2s, and then my problem is that I have 3 O's in my answer, and I have only 2 here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to find how many I need of each. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply my O times 3, because my common multiple between these two would be 6. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply this, so 3 times 2 is 6. So because I have 6 over here, I need to have 6 over here. So I'm going to multiply the whole thing by 2 because this needs to be 6. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6, good. But now I have 4 N's, and I only have 2 here. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply my N2 times 2, and that will get me, so I have 4. So my new problem, I'm going to have 4, I'm going to have 2 N2s plus 3 O2s, and it's going to yield 2 N2O3. Okay, so there I am. Now I can go ahead and start solving my problem. My first step is I'm going to go ahead and find out how much of the nitrogen I produce. Okay, so they tell me here in the problem that I have 70 milliliters. So I have 70 milliliters of nitrogen, and I'm going to go ahead and multiply that by what the molar mass would be. So I have, I know that my 70 milliliters of nitrogen that I'm given, that I'm going to be using 2 nitrogens right here. So my 2 milliliters of N2O3, so that's my total, I'm going to use 2 milliliters of nitrogen for it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and multiply across. 70 times 2 is 140. 140 divided by 2 is going to get me back to 70. So my answer is 70 milliliters of N2O3 is produced when I have my nitrogens. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and find out how much of the oxygen is produced for my given of 45. So I'm going to have 45 milliliters of O2, multiplying it by my 2 milliliters of N2O3 over my 3 milliliters, because I have 3, of oxygen. Okay, so there we are. I'm going to go ahead and multiply across. I have 45 times 2. 45 times 2 divided by 3, that's going to get me 30. Alright, so that's my work. I went ahead and I found out how much of my nitrogen, how much it produces with 70 milliliters, and how much my oxygen produces starting with 45 milliliters. You can obviously see that my oxygen is going to be my limiting reagent. It produces 30 milliliters of N2O3. My nitrogen is my excessive because it produces 70 milliliters of N2O3. So my final answer is going to be 30, because if I only have 30 milliliters produced from the oxygen, I can't produce any more beyond that. So my answer is going to be 30 milliliters of N2O3. That's my problem. You're done.